your healing guides will change, and they will move, and there will be new ones coming and new ones going, and other ones leaving. And it has to be like that because you're always changing. Right? So your level of development's changing. So you have to, look at, you need the spirit energy that's going to meet this new level. And I'll also say to you that when you're sitting in development class, you will get to a point where it will feel sticky, hard. It'll feel like maybe you're not getting it as clear. Sally's gone through that. I think Gail's gone through it. And it can feel like really frustrating, and I've seen people leave in frustration because they can't get it as much, it's not working, I thought it just feels sticky, right? It's not right, it's out of whack, it's out of, and I say to people, please persevere, go through it, go into it, because what's usually happening is your energetic field is changing, your mediumship is changing, and you're about to enter into the next level, right? You're about to shift up a gear. Right? So if you've been working predominantly on clairvoyance and it's been very logical, very linear pictures, and all of a sudden the universe goes, you've explored that and that's well developed. Now let's chuck in a little bit of hearing and let's check a little bit of this and let's sort of mix it up a bit. Well, you're changing the vibration again and everything else has to change and grow with it. Okay? Okay. So if you go through that, I have to say to you, please stick with it. Because what happens is all of a sudden, people might say, no. And you're thinking, I can't do this anymore. No one's accepting it. It's all wrong. It's wrong. And I say, just hold on. We're just in the middle of a change, okay? We're just in the middle of a change. If you can hold on, go inside, look at what's happening, and then move through it, all of a sudden it's like, bang! Off you go, and everyone will sit back and say, oh, whoa, you gave me so much insight, and it just takes off on its own level again, okay? So we sort of pretty much covered. Now, energy fields in itself, your auric field. Now, you said I wanted to come back to that quickly. Energy, you said that you saw a nice light around.
That's right, I can't stop.
Oh, well, good.
Now we know what we're going to do when we open circle, if you'll be able to tell us.
Okay. Well, we've all got our auric field, so we all know what that is, right? I'm sure everyone in the room, do we all have an idea of what the aura is? Right now, every one of us is sitting in each other's auras. So whether or not you knew it, before you walked through the door today, you chose your seats. And you chose the person you're sitting next to, okay? Because you did an energy reading of the room before you walked through the door. And you picked who you vibrationally aligned with in the room, and you fell into the correct order that will work harmoniously in this circle. Okay? Because your aura has been measured at 12 feet. So think about it. How many feet between us? About one? Maybe two? Got small feet? That's big. So this whole room is filled with our auras, and we are literally blending in to each other's energies. So do you think that by the time we get to do the readings that we haven't already made this amazing connection energetically? And that if you actually took a moment to go around the room and to actually look at everyone, which is what I've been doing, you actually start to see it building between, like in this light that sort of brings this field in around us. And that is the energy that your loved ones are going to bring forward and use and draw on when the medium stands up to do the reading. Okay? In circle, it's so important that there is no competition. In circle, every single one of you are going to be faced with, if I say that, will that make me sound stupid? Will it be wrong? Will I make a mistake? You name it. Every one of us are going to be challenged on that way. Will I make a fool of myself? I mean, it's part of who we are, okay? And you get uncomfortable being the front person and everyone's eyes are on you. And it's even worse when you have dope in your mouth and say something, from someone that no one else can see in the room. And what's worse about that is you have to tell them what's going on in their life. Is there anywhere else on earth that you have to walk up to someone without any prompting and actually give them information so that they can verify it for you? Think about it. That is trust. Right? Because what you're going to learn is it's not you. It's going to feel like you. It's going to sound like you. It's going to vibrationally come through you, but it's not you. Because when that person says, yes, I can understand that, but then I look at you and I go, I didn't know that. How could I have known that? And that's when you start to build your trust. So today when we stand up, every single person in this room feels the same as you do. They feel nervous, scared. Am I going to get it wrong? We're going to have every single anxiety that you've got. We are all sitting in the same boat. I am the same. You know, we all are. And what we do in a circle is we allow a space where we can stand up and we can give that information. And even if it's not understood in the moment, it can be accepted and held. And then you bring feedback in, confirming or not. Right? So we teach you how to go, how to put it together, how to present it, and how to leave it with the person. Right? Now, from the moment you give that information to that person, it no longer belongs to you. You have to leave it with them. You can't take it away and worry about, they didn't understand this or that, or anything else. You've got to just trust that when it's been given from Spirit, and it is going to be left with that person, and then they will take it for what it needs to have happen. So are you all comfortable there? And know that every person feels the same, and that everyone in the room is going to be giving you from their aura, their energy field, that support and that love, so that you can give that information. And you know, once you start working on that vibration, I swear to you, the connection is like boom, it just jumps. So what you're doing is you're lifting your energy, your aura field, your energy field up, and it's becoming finer. And Spirit, over time, are bringing their vibration into a more earthy kind of energy. And between, remember I said bumping, and between the two, they are vibrationally aligning and aligning and aligning, and eventually they kind of just sit. And it almost becomes clockwork. And that's why you can't be taught mediumship in 6 weeks. You just can't. And you never will. It is a lifelong commitment. Okay. So do you have any questions at this point that you would like to open up and discuss? Anything you've been wanting to discuss or to know? Yes.
I suppose just personally I was thinking like how I've come to something personal, but how to get to a place where you can do it with everything that's going on in your life, and you're not just with earplugs in the silence in the bedroom in the dark with your eyes closed. When you can stand up and tune in with all the things going on around. Yeah, I find noise and distraction and like I'm just not tuned in the same way that I am alone at home.
But there's no point doing a reading line at home because no one can hear it.
Well, no, but I do readings. It's funny, and then I get up and write them down, and then.
But you are a scribe and a poet and a writer, so that seems very appropriate to me because we all have our talents and our skills, and we do what we do, and then we use your natural strength and talent. So I would never want to get rid of that.
No, but I mean, I would like to. I like coming to circle, but I feel like it escalates, and I'm only at home in my bedroom. I feel that I really can't do it in it.
I think so. What you're saying is you want to know how you stand up in the middle of Flinders Street Station.
No,
But all of that going on, all that going on, and give a reading and have nothing of that impact what's going on here. Is that what you're saying, right?
Well, I think that's kind of an extreme.
I know,
But yeah, I suppose, just away from aloneness.
Into the chaos of life.
Or in a circle. Or with a friend at dinner. Or why,
Why do you find it so hard to tune in when you've got other stimulus around you? And that is a really good point. And again, when I'm going back 20 years ago, my first teacher turned around and said to me, at the time you're finished in class, you should be able to stand in the middle of Flinders Street Station, so that's where I got that from, and actually be able to do a reading. And you should have no distraction, because I'll tell you what happens. At some point, you get so far into the reading that anything can go on around you. Right? You'll be in that space, right, where you're writing and it's just flowing and it's just inspirational and it's just going, and someone could be talking to you in the background and you're like, and you can't hear them. And they'll say, I told you, and you look at them and you know. Right? And it's just you're so in it that nothing can distract you from it. And that's a space that you have to build and a space that you have to develop, just like when you're doing your inspirational writing, or if you're reading poetry, or if you're watching your favourite movie, or if you're listening to your favourite music. You actually start to build that space within yourself, and it's repetition, 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 repetition. It is doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And to have a process where you begin here and you bring the energy in and you do the reading and then you close it down, so to have the ritual that you can go through, okay, to get your energy into that space, to get yourself into that place where you're ready to do it, and then you just keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it, and over time it's like that groove in the record. It just it's in there, it just falls into it and it just goes round and around and around.
So I can do that at home. I should sit somewhere busy in the South End
I
or
would.
something and
I used
sit
to
and do it.
I used to go up to Brunswick Street and sit in the mosaic seats. And I used to actually people watch everyone, and I used to read them and look at them and tell them what I was doing.
Right.
But I would put myself into that energy space, and I would actually have that. And that was I did that for probably about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Frequently, I used to go into these spaces and do it. Right? And if someone said to me, would you like to do some readings, and it was in a hall filled with people, I used to say, yeah, I'll do that. And anywhere that was unorganised and chaotic, I would do that. And I would actually sit and I would meditate and I would do and find that space. And before I knew it, the discipline had got so good in me that I could literally sit anywhere and tune out. Now I can do it so fabulously that my son literally will come up behind me and I won't even know he's standing there, and I will just be off in my own little world and doing things, nothing else. It's like I'm deaf, blind to everything that goes on around me. So you just have to put yourself into it and do it more and more and more and more and more. And that's the only way. And that is the general rule with your mediumship.
Quite often when I've been in circle and everybody else is going and having a tune, I might get something to begin with and then it might fade away and I'll be sitting there thinking, oh, there's nothing here. And many times I've said, oh, I haven't got anything.
I like that.
But I stand up and all of a sudden it might be one little word or a feeling, something will come. And from that I can do a reading.
And does it have to do with what you heard or saw first? It sort of brings that
Sometimes it is. Sometimes I have nothing.
Yeah.
And I stand up and I just go, oh. And then it just, a little word, like a name, might pop in. And from that, I can give you somebody who's wanting to contact you. So, and I think a lot of it is your own fear that you're not going to get anything.
Yeah.
That you have to have that, I'm going to do it